Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther the Third.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther the Third, and man, Ringside crew, we're in the middle of Women's Wrestling Month. I've interviewed the past 4 years of the existence of this awesome podcast. It all goes back to my original guest thanking lovely Miss Foxy, which opened the door for the independent wrestling scene. She is known from New Jersey, also with former management in NYWC. But there's tons to thank, but there's a short time we have here on this podcast for today. But there is a new young lady that I want to introduce you to. So fans, let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Madison Blake. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Madison.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So if my internationally known audience, my fans from like the tri-state area where I live in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, if they are not familiar with you, and why would they not be, introduce yourself.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Madison Blake and I'm 21 years old. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I also have kind of an alter ego named Sky in a tag team with Shake and Bake, Scotty and Sky. So definitely two different personas that you guys can see.
Well, we do have, in May, we have tag team month, and we rarely ever get a female tag team to come on the podcast. Well, I did have T Gaines and Emily Locke did come on, but that was only because Emily Locke got a little hurt that T Gaines didn't invite her on the podcast with her, and she came on and did a little fire mic drop on her. But you know, things happen.
That's her. I love them both. They're great.
Oh, T Gaines is forever in my heart because she's such a doll, and like she'll always be part of this podcast history. And she came on 4 times. For some reason, I booked her on Mother's Day. I think she thought that was hilarious. She's like, I'm a mother, but I'm a mother to all my animals. I was like, there you go.
That's so cute.
It's like that's T Gaines and Emily Locke, like little Miss Emily Locke went from like the good girl next door to now the one that stole the boyfriend, the boyfriend killer.
She's mean. We've stood toe to toe sometime, and she's mean.
Yeah, she went from little sweet Emily Locke to like step on your foot and steal your boyfriend. Like, whoa.
Oh, if those tactics work for her, they work for her, you know?
Yeah. So now let's get into about yourself. Who trains you?
Yeah, so Devon Dudley is the first wrestling school I went to. I went there for about a year and a couple months, and then I started training at House of Champions in Longwood. That one's kind of a newer school, but they're both really, really good schools, and they're both just amazing.
So let's go back to when you were very young.
Yeah.
Like, who are some of the, like, what were the very first matches and very first things you saw in the professional wrestling world? What was the first thing that opened your eyes and going, oh, I love this?
The first person was John Cena. I was obsessed with John Cena the second I saw him. It was my dad and my brother. They would watch wrestling all the time. And then one time I saw John Cena and I was like, oh, this guy's so cool. He's got a bunch of different colors on. I love him. And then my dad was telling me about how, there's divas as well. And we were watching some divas, and it was AJ Lee, the Bella Twins, Alicia Fox. Like, I'm a diva stan at heart, for real. Like, those are definitely the ones that I first saw growing up, and I was like, they're so cool.
Awesome. So if you had to do a top, here we go. People always get mad at me. A top 5, your all-time favorite divas. You could add to the list because I know there's a lot of divas. I don't know if any WWE divas watch my podcast, but if they got mad at you, you could add like a 6. You can make it a top 10 if you feel there's so many of them. Like, who would be on your list?
Number 1, 100% AJ Lee. She's just the greatest to ever do it. for real. The Bella twins, Bria and Nikki, absolutely have to put them on there. Alicia Fox as well. I loved her. I got one more. Well, okay, I'm gonna add 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do 6. I'll say Natty. I love Natty, and as well Naomi when she was in the era with the Funkadactyls. I thought
It was so funny that they had that stable, and you could tell that there was something fishy going on with the girls because they were always jumping over each other and like not getting along. And I'm like, there's something gonna happen. One of these girls is gonna break out.
Yes.
And I kept saying that to my friends in college. I was like, one of these girls is gonna break out. And I knew something about Naomi. She had that look, that pop about her, and she had and then she started using her assets as her as everything with her, you know?
Yep.
So, when you decided to join the wrestling business, was it hard to find the school you started at, or was it an easy thing to do, or did you have to look for a while?
Yeah, it was very, very hard. When I was 15 in high school, my best friend and I decided that we were going to start training once we graduated high school. But we needed to find a reputable school. Everyone always says you need to go to one that's very well known. And we were just looking around online, and we saw Devon's school, and we were like, what, like the odds of us being trained by one half of the greatest tag team to ever do it, let's do that. So my best friend and I, we started just working every day, going to school, saving up money. We each saved up 10 grand, and we moved from Ohio to Florida and started at the Devon Dudley Academy. Yeah.
What was it like the first time you went through the curtain for your very first match?
Oh, I was so scared. It was my first match was at a taco festival, and
Taco festival is bring me flashbacks of when this past year, me and my friend went, and everything was chaos at that place.
Yeah. It's crazy. And my dad has always said, he's my biggest supporter, and he's always said, I'm going to be there for your first match. Doesn't matter if it's you find out the night before, I'm flying there and I'm going to be there. And it was just so crazy because he was like backstage with me. He was like, getting all emotional. He's like, this is your moment. And I was nervous. I was so excited. I went out, and I just knew I loved it.
Did you have gear yet, or did you have just a pair of basketball shorts with like a tank top?
Yeah, I did the whole AJ Lee kind of thing. I wore black denim shorts, a pink long sleeve crop top, knee-high socks, and Converse.
Well, gotta love them Converse.
Honestly,
hey, Converse, you're watching. I would love to do it a ringside version of Converse. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, can I be there? I still wear Converse. It's just AJ.
Gotta find a certain pair, because you get these Converse sometimes, and they're really hard because sometimes you wear them a day or two, and then your feet feel like someone made you run around a track all day. Am I right?
Yes. Sometimes for me, I just gotta break them in. So anytime I get new ones, I don't wear them straight to a match. I like to train in them and break them in a little bit. But they're great shoes. They look cute.
Yeah. So let's get into your character. Like, is she more of you with the way you really are, or is she more of something that you had help creating?
Are both characters?
I mean, we'll talk about this character, and then we'll talk about your tag team persona.
I would say it's a little bit of me, but also like really, really exaggerated. My coaches would always tell me, you're always dramatic. You got crazy faces all the time. You make jokes all the time. Like you need to use that. And that's what I did. And I love it.
Awesome. So now let's go into your tag team persona. I know you said it's your best friend. So is it harder to be on a team or work with a person that actually is your best friend? Is it harder to work with a best friend than working with a person that they just say, hey, okay, you're teaming with this person?
Yeah. Well, it's actually crazy. So my best friend decided to move back to Ohio and didn't pursue wrestling. She's like a music producer, which is really cool. So I went to Devon's school by myself, and I walked in, doing all that stuff. And then that's when my partner Scotty came in a couple months later, and we just clicked right off the bat. We weren't even thinking about tag teams. We were just friends, and we were like, we view wrestling the same. We really embody each other. And then we were thinking, like, what if this was like a real tag team? And we were just coming up with a bunch of ideas, and Devon helped us out in a lot of them as well. And Shake and Bake was born.
Awesome. So it's Shake and Bake. Did you ever see the movie? What's that movie? Oh my god! I think the NASCAR movie with
Yeah,
Will
with Will Ferrell. Yeah,
yes,
the name of
immediately I
it.
go Shake and Bake.
Yeah, we do the handshake too. We gotta do it as well.
So how long did it take you to get used to having a tag team partner of the being a solo act?
I don't think it got me too long, because I went in with the mindset of I'm gonna be in a tag team, and then when my friend decided not to do it, I was like, what am I supposed to do now? So when Scotty and I kind of formed this tag team, it was very easy for both of us because we both also love tag team wrestling, and tag teams are fun and great.
Legendary. Like, do you have any legendary tag teams that you like take off? I know you work with Devon, but is there any other tag teams? Is it just, I know the Dudley Boys would be the centerpiece if they had a Christmas tree. Who would be on the Christmas tree of tag teams that you would say, oh my god, I had to use these guys?
We definitely the Iconics. I feel like
Iconic.
They're so great in everything that they do, and I think we definitely took a lot from them, so they'll definitely be on there. The Bella Twins as well. I love them. Gotta put them on
You can
there.
look at me, you can't touch.
Exactly. Serious. And then I absolutely just love the New Day. Since I remember when they first became a group, and I've just loved them ever since. So
It's
we
so
still
sad what's going on with them right now. It's kind of like
I know.
they warned us. They warned us a few months ago. They kept saying on the social media wrestling world was saying that this era is going to end. We're losing the New Day.
And it's gonna
I
break
kept
my
saying,
heart.
this is a lie. This is phony. We're not losing the New Day. Everybody calm down. Go back to your holes. Go back in your little basements. I am in the basement. But go back in your other little cubbies. Go back in your cubbies, wrestling fans. We're not losing the New Day. We lost the Legendary Legion of Doom. We lost the Demolition. We lost DX, sort of. Shawn Michaels sees Triple H and goes, every once in a while they're hopping each other's arms again. We lost the Rockers. We lost every TI team. We're not losing the New Day, and now it looks like it's slowly starting to look like they're going to break up. But do you think that Biggie Langston's gonna stop the breakup?
I hope. I really hope so. But
yeah. So was it like when you like the week of a show, do you have like a set like workout regimen that you do and stuff that you try to stay away from so you don't overexert yourself from before a show? Like how many days between the show do you do your workout?
So I try not to work out the day before a show just because I don't want to risk anything or want to be tired or anything. So it'll definitely be spread out throughout the week before.
So when you pack your bag for your show, what are the most important like parts of the bag? Like your game day bag, like the bag the wrestlers bring to the show.
Yes.
What are you like? Do you have a certain gear you wear when you go? They book you as a solo act. Do you have different outfits you wear, or is it always the same pink and black, like striped outfit?
Well, right now it's the only gear that I do have, but I do have a bunch more gears that are currently being made, so I'm very excited for that. But definitely my gear and my Converse. Can't wrestle without them.
Do you have like a separate tote or bag you bring all your merch, or you don't have that yet?
No, I bring a separate. Well, for Madison Blake, I guess I just make little bracelets, and they say little fun things like "as if" or Madison Blake, or yeah.
I'll be jealous. You can't see it on my mic, but I do have people's armbands on the top of my microphone.
Oh, so that's dope.
You want to send me a Madison Blake one? I could definitely put it on the mask, or I could put it on my microphone. But actually,
that'd be dope.
I can put it here. You'll see your microphone. You'll see your. If it's a bright purple, it'll be right here on the mic.
It'll be right there, and everyone will know.
Just later on, we'll exchange addresses. I have stickers. I can send you a sticker.
Oh so. Yeah, I love stickers.
Yes, past 3 years of this podcast, this has collected so many stickers from people from all over the world, as far as France, like North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all so over the world. Like that's cool. Sticker Wall of Fame right there. And it's my favorite song within the wrestling world. This is how legends are made, when they're on Joe's wall. So, my question for you before we go, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years in the wrestling business?
5 to 10 years, hopefully signed to WWE, definitely. Yes. Awesome. Manifesting it, praying it, everything.
Yeah, you gotta keep. I always like to tell young wrestlers, always keep your thoughts so bright, because you never know if something happens. You may have to turn that into something else. But I could see that you're going to be doing big things. I watched your intro promo thing a few times to see your moves. So my question for you is, I see you do all these flipping and hurricanrana moves. Do you ever have to take the day off at the day after a show, or do you just run with the punches?
Typically I just run with the punches, but my match with Miss Mercedes Martinez, I definitely had to take a couple of days off that one. She is incredibly great, incredibly strong, and I definitely needed to take an ice bath after that.
Yeah. So when it comes, I'm a local podcast. I live in the small market area. So when the show's over and you're going home, where's that one spot that you and your family, or you stop at to get dinner after the show? Because I know wrestling shows end at like 7, 8 o'clock at night, maybe even 12. You're helping clean up. So where do you stop to eat dinner? Where's that spot Madison stops at?
Typically it's Chipotle.
Okay, it's still open?
Yeah, some around here they close at 10. There's one that's 11, and I was like, this is great. But if it's not Chipotle and it's too late, I'm typically starving by that time, so I'll get McDonald's.
Okay. Here we go. I asked this to a British guest, and they always give me the best thing. If they made a Madison Blake, here we go. They made a Madison Blake meal. Like, you know how they have they made a mock Dominic meal at McDonald's. If they had a Madison Blake meal, what would come in there? What would come in the meal?
Definitely would come with probably 6 chicken nuggets. I can't eat too many, just because they really fill me up. 1 just cheeseburger, a medium fry, and a large Dr. Pepper with barbecue sauce as well.
And probably a little bracelet's probably coming in that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you have a pop made of yourself to put it in there too?
Oh yeah.
You want to see something cool? I don't know if you ever seen this in my other episodes. A young lady from North Carolina actually made me into a pop.
That is so cool.
We're not matching today, but usually we match.
That's dope.
We always match on podcast days. Oh. Even though I have a beard now, he kind of looks at me like, "Who are you?" And she also made my grandfather, which was a wrestler in the 50s and 60s.
That's so cool. I'm obsessed. That's so dope.
I cried when I got that. I sat there with tears in my eyes, crying for like 15 minutes, like a little girl at a Backstreet Boys
I
concert.
bet, yeah. That's very sweet.
So, before we go, Madison, if my fans would like to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
Just Madison Blake Pro on everything.
Awesome. If my fans would like to pick up any merch, like 8x10 bracelets or anything else, how can they find it?
They can just DM me on Instagram, and I always respond, and I'll always send it out. Or if you see me at the show as well, I'll have it.
Awesome, Madison. I want to thank you so much for coming on Dudes at Ringside, help me out with Women's Wrestling Month. If there's any women watching this podcast and you're a professional wrestler, ring announcer, commentator, so on and so on and so on, DM me on Instagram at Dudes at Ringside Podcast. I will find a date and time. And as I found Madison, and you'll be able to join the Joe's fun fray of fun women. So many words. Fun fray of Women's Wrestling Month. I am Joe Panther III.
And I'm Madison Blake.
And we will catch you in the next one.